Hey there, greetings everybody. It's Wednesday night. It's time for Wednesday night favorites here on Prog Monster. I hope that you are up for it tonight. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. I have chosen a five album or a five band thing. So it's the five band thing tonight. So we're calling this the five legacy bands that have continued to make great music, or something to that effect. So I chose five of them. I took one of them out because I didn't have the newest album by them, so I didn't really want to do it without the album. So I've put another band in there. It's doing just as well too. So these are five bands that are still producing music well into their career. And to my way of listening, their albums are still pretty good. Some of them are really great albums, and we will get into that as we go along. And like I said, I've chosen five. So we'll start with the last, this one first. Yes, Mirror to the Sky. This is their most recent album. They put one out a few years ago. That one wasn't that great. It had the starting track was fantastic, but the album overall wasn't that great. This one's much better, much more. The entire album as a collection is much higher rating than the last one, which had one really great song and then a bunch of kind of mediocre to not so good songs. Where this one doesn't really have any really terrible songs. It has mostly good stuff on it. So, and I like the album cover quite a bit as well. And as you can see, it opens up. It's a double album again, same as the last one, The Quest. This is a really good album. It's growing on me too. Like, it's been in my playlist now for about 5 months. Was going to come out there about a month ago. I was thinking of taking it out, but then it started to gain some traction with me, and now I'm starting to listen to it a lot. One of my favorite albums currently on the playlist album. I've been listening to it. I like the look of it quite a bit too. The only problem, I wish Steve Howe would stop singing, but other than that, a really good album. And now they're talking about another one still to come for next year, which is not something you see a lot from legacy bands who've been putting out lots of albums still. But this one's pretty good. So this is one of those five bands that is really doing well from the legacy point of view. The next one up, I didn't put these in any particular order either. It's not really a ranking, but I just picked out five bands that I think are legacy bands, are all producing really good stuff late in their careers. So the next one up is this one, Uriah Heap. Now I know people are going to say that only Mick Box is left with the band. I get it. But the vocalist, the guitar player, they all sound very Mick Box is the guitar player, but the vocalist definitely sounds like a classic Uriah Heap sound to him. And this album is really good. Of all of the Uriah Heaps I have, Salisbury, The Magician's Birthday, Wizards and Demons, those are the ones I have. I like this one the best. I think this is a solid. The sound on here is really good. The songs are catchy. Guitar is fantastic. Vocals are great. The overall sound and catchiness of the album is really good. And the album itself, like the booklet, is nice. Everything's looking good in here. This is a fantastic album. It was my second favorite album of last year. And probably could have been first if I'd gotten into it earlier, but I didn't purchase it till fairly late in the year. And so it didn't have enough time to kind of overwhelm the band that I end up giving the top billing to. If you want to see that episode, you can go back and see it on the favorites. So maybe at the end, the last episode of the year last year. So Uriah Heap, yeah, fantastic album. Give it a shot. Give it a listen to. Go on the internet, put this up, listen to it. You're going to like it. I guarantee if you like Uriah Heap, you'll like this album. And so they're continuing to make great stuff. Next up, Jethro Tull. Now this is the second album that Jethro Tull has done since they've kind of come back from a very long hiatus. Very different sounding vocals, of course, because Ian Anderson's voice isn't as strong as it once was. Sorry. But they've written the music in a level where his voice fits it very well. This is actually a concept album, Rock Float. It's a really good album. But the album before this, I think, was, in my estimation, was a better album. Some people like this one a little better. The point is they're both good. Both very good albums. And still putting out great stuff. Here it is, like more than 55 years since this band put out its first, well, yeah, it'll be 55 years this year since they put out their first album. And they're still making great stuff here. And I know most people are saying, well, it's just basically Ian Anderson's solo album, but it sounds like Jethro Tull a lot. There's a lot of Tull sound here. So this is a band that I think is continuing to do what I said, a legacy band that's continuing to put out great stuff. Next up, this album came out and went to number 3 on the Billboard charts almost the day it was out. I've listened to it. Really good. Lots of really catchy stuff. Maybe the best thing they've put out in easily 40 years, I think. Talking about the Rolling Stones. Yeah. Hackney Diamonds. A lot of really strong stuff on this. Really Stonesy sounding music too. It's not, some of these previous albums a little bit on the poppy side. This one's got some heavy stuff on it too. The opening track, where is it? They don't even have it on the opening spot here. Oh, Angry. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't make it out. Guess I should put my glasses on. Angry, which is the video song, really cool, really good. I do like Don't You Bite My Head Off as well. That one's really strong, really heavy. Paul McCartney showing why he's a legendary bass player, and he is playing on this album, by the way, in case you didn't know. And then Mess It Up is probably my favorite track right now on it. But there's a lot of really good, decent stuff on this album. I'm hoping they'll put out another one. But, you know, these guys are pushing 80, or some of them are not pushing it. They're already there. So, who would have thought that a band that's been around more than 60 years would still continue to be putting out great stuff like this? Yeah, so Hackney Diamonds, Rolling Stones, a band still putting out good stuff, man. I'm hoping they're going to keep coming back. And then the last one, this album came out about 3 years ago. I'm hoping they'll put out some more stuff because this one was great. My only drawback is I thought the tracks were a little on the short side, but they sound great. The music is great. Tommy Shaw's voice is fantastic. I think Lawrence Gowan really adds a lot to Styx. This is Styx, sorry. I guess I didn't say it. You can't really see it up here in the corner. Styx's Crash of the Crown album came out about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. So good, so catchy. It has a little of that Styx sound to it, a lot of it actually, but also has a lot of other stuff that really is different and great on it. And this is another band that's still putting out, another legacy band that's still putting out fantastic music. I'm hoping they'll put out another one soon. This one was great, but another one would be greater. You know, I love them. So there you have it. Those are my 5 chosen legacy bands for 5 favorite legacy bands, or 5 legacy bands that are still putting out great material. So I'll just reiterate them once more in case you forgot. Styx, Yes, Uriah Heap, Jethro Tull, and the Rolling Stones. The Uriah Heap actually has put out a few albums in recent years, and they're all great. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of my favorites, and we'll be back next Wednesday with another one. I think it's going to be another 25. Lately I've been alternating 5s and 25s, 5s and 25s, 5s and 25s. I am thinking possibly of doing a ranking. Yeah, I've done a couple of rankings recently, and I got another one in mind, and so I may do that next week. I'm thinking about it. So anyways, I hope that you're enjoying the morning series that we're doing this week with masterpieces featuring Black Sabbath. And the last episode of the mini-series Kiss the Originals featuring Ace Frehley will also be out on Sunday, so I hope that you will be able to show up for that. What's New will be coming out its normal time on Thursday this week. I'm now able to start really looking at some of this stuff because, you know, at the beginning of the year there wasn't a lot to choose from, and some of the albums were hard to get to listen to. But now I think there's some good choices. I think I've picked one. Let's see if I can find it here. Just give it a quick look, just so I can tell you what it is. Yeah, What's New? Yeah, we're doing Mesa Verde this week. All Is Well, the All Is Well album, that's what it is. So that'll be what we're doing for Thursday night's What's New. And then, of course, Saturday, it's I was going to say that, but it isn't. Sorry, I just drew a complete blank there for a second. So what we're doing on Saturday night, we're doing Exploring the Prog Verse. I've decided. I was debating over 3 or 4 bands that I wanted to do, and for different reasons I didn't want to do this one or that one. So I decided to do Gentle Giant. This is a band that's had album after album in my playlist over the last 2 years, become my favorite album in the playlist. It's just happened 3 or 4 times. There's another one going on now. I'm getting quite familiar with them. I absolutely love this band. I think they're a band I can't understand why I didn't like them when I got one of their albums early in my life, and then I just never pursued it. I don't get it, but you know, when you're young, things hit you differently than they do now. But it's hitting me now. It's been hitting me for a while, and I want to do something on Gentle Giant. So we're going to do them for Exploring the Prog Verse, or Prog Universe if you prefer, this week on Saturday night. So hopefully we can get you out for all of those. That would be great. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. They're much appreciated. Any comments about this video, please put them in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified of any content coming off of the channel. So we will see you then. Until then, have a good evening and good night. Take care.